about some picadillo? Pretty much every culture has their own version of seasoned ground beef and a tangy sauce, but this Cuban version is what I grew up with, and it's now my own kid's favorite. Right, Maddie?
Right, Daddy. So, Daddy makes this cool recipe. It's called Picadillo, and I love it. And it's my sister's favorite, too.
Humble ground beef simmers in its tangy sauce, seasoned with wine, beef stock, Italian seasonings, and really whatever seasonings you like. But first, let me get a sangria going with fresh peaches, strawberries, and oranges. Yum! Now that the cook is adequately hydrated, run a knife through about half of a sweet onion. Then give like 5 or 6 cloves of garlic a good rough chop. Then break down some small sweet peppers into thin slices. For the tomato, you can either go for something like a Roma, or you can go with the canned stuff since we're going to be braising this for a long period of time. That's what I'm going with. Ground beef is the star, and I like an 80-10 blend. To season it, I like to use the Barilla Sazón Completa, but you can use whatever you like. But just make sure you season it really, really well. Be sure to work it through all of the meat. Here you can just kind of get a sense for how much I'm just piling on there. It's possible that our cameraman had a few too many sangrias because we missed some footage here. But basically what happened is I took the ground beef, I seared it in that screaming hot pan. I went ahead and added the onions and the peppers. Yeah, drink up, Johnny. Added the onions and the peppers to it, and then I deglazed the pan with a good amount, probably a good 3/4 cup to a cup of cooking wine. And then I'm gonna just kind of follow it up with some beef broth. You can choose, whichever broth you want, but I'm gonna put about another cup to cup and a half of liquid in here. I know it seems like a lot. It's going to seem like a ton of liquid, but basically all of the water is going to cook out of it in the next like 20 to 30 minutes, and what you're left with is a really concentrated, awesome flavor. Speaking of adding more liquid, let's go ahead and do that. Add a whole can of tomato, juice and all. Combine all that, and then let's add the last of some seasonings and herbs. I'm going to hit it with some more of that seasoning blend because it's just great. Go for some garlic powder. At this point, I'm looking for bay leaves. Let me see. Do I have any bay leaf? Oh yeah, I gotta get some. Let's add some oregano. But where's the? I've got a website called 2 Bay Leaves. I don't have it. Yeah, this schleprock went to the store today, got all the things, and didn't get freaking bay leaves. You've got a website called 2 Bay Leaves, for God's sakes. I'm going to pause the camera and let this simmer for about 20 minutes, but I want you to see how this sauce changes character and color right here. Right there. It's thicker. A lot of the water has cooked out of it. You can see just the nature of the bubbles are a little bit thicker. This sauce has really come together. The whole house is smelling great. The kids have already come into the kitchen like, when is this going to be ready? Just going to set that lid right there, like half on, half off. I'm still going to get some condensation back into the sauce, but I'm also letting some of that water out, so it's still tightening up. This is kind of a good moment to kind of pause, kind of see where we stand, see how this all tastes. Good time to check just for acidity, sweetness, or umami. Like if it's lacking acidity, I'll splash in a little vinegar, or if it needs sweetening, maybe a little sugar. But let's see how this is. Take a bite already. Yeah, it's freaking amazing. Just straight out of the box, amazing. For all intents and purposes, this sauce is done, and now it's time to add the garlic. I'm going to pour it in there, and I'm going to blend it all together. And you know, as you can see, this thing is boiling. It's been boiling for quite some time. It is lava hot. It's going to cook that garlic really quickly and mellow it out, but not so long that the garlic loses its flavor. So it's going to have a great flavor punch without that strong, sulfuric, really, like kind of spicy bite. So you just let it sit for about 5 more minutes, and this thing is going to be just amazing. A couple of controversial ingredients I want to mention. First is green olives, like the green manzanilla ones out of the jar with the little pimento inside. I love that briny bite. My kids don't, but these are easy enough to pick out. The second is raisins. They're traditional, and I absolutely love the sweet burst when they hydrate in the sauce, but not a lot of people like that. How do you feel about olives or raisins in your picadillo? And to accompany our picadillo, some plátano maduro. This is sweet, ripe plantains cut on the bias and peeled and fried in oil. They're a delicious sweet accompaniment to the tangy sauce. Bon appetit and buen provecho.